Welcome back to the Cossy channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. We have a very big update on the Viktor Gyokeres story to Arsenal coming in from the Athletic. The rumblings between Sesko and Viktor Gyokeres still continue around Arsenal, but this update might be the last nail in the coffin. As the Athletic are saying, Arsenal are gearing towards Viktor Gyokeres, not Benjamin Sesko. They like Benjamin Sesko and they don't doubt his ceiling. But however, Arsenal are in a rush and Viktor Gyokeres is seen as a player who can fulfill the ambitions of the club right about now. They're also saying that Mikel Arteta is not under a lot of pressure to win from the board, as it has been reported earlier on. There is a desire for Mikel Arteta to win, but he's well respected inside Arsenal, and there is not a lot of pressure for him to win come next campaign. We'll talk about that. And what has Thierry Henry said about Arsenal's number 9 situation? He's talked about Julian Alvarez, and he said, if I were Arsenal, if I were to suggest one player for Arsenal, for me, it would be Julian Alvarez. He's the number 9. Thierry Henry thinks Arsenal should sign. Do you agree with that, Thierry Henry? For me, I would agree. I think Julian Alvarez is such a very fantastic player. But of course, if you look at the deal and you look at what it would take to sign him, it is a crazy, crazy deal. But let me know in the comment box below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. So let's start off with that big update from the Ghana blog reporting for The Athletic, saying that the person I was speaking to says while he believes that Sesko will be the best 9 in the world in a few years to come, he believes we will sign Gyokerez. They do not doubt Sesko's ceiling, but they are in a hurry. So that is the update. That's the update from the Ghana blog reporting for The Athletic. He says that he spoke to someone inside the club, and inside Arsenal, they believe that Sesko is going to be one of the best number 9s, if not the best number 9 in the world in a few years, right? And they don't doubt the ceiling of Benjamin Sesko at Arsenal in any way or shape. But he believes Arsenal will be signing Viktor Gyokeres, and the reason for that, Arsenal are in a hurry. So, okay, this is the third time we are talking about Viktor Gyokeres versus Benjamin Sesko. Who are we going to sign? Where are we going to end up? And all that. And earlier on, all indications from Team News and Ticks and all indications from a couple of other sources were indicating Arsenal were going to sign Benjamin Sesko. In fact, yesterday, there was a story moving around that Benjamin Sesko was left out of the preseason team and preseason camp for RB Leipzig, as Arsenal are positioning themselves to sign the player. And that story was run by the Bild, in German, right? So if you look at German stories and German sources, Florian Plattenberg, Sky Sports German, the Bild, they're all saying Arsenal are going to sign Benjamin Sesko. But now the Athletic, alongside Portuguese sources, are saying it's going to be Viktor Gyokeres. So it's a little bit still confusing, but I think Arsenal are deliberately making us confused. They're deliberately trying to, they know who they want, but they just want us to be just around there, try to debate, is it going to be Viktor Gyokeres? Is it going to be Benjamin Sesko? But I believe Arsenal already know who we are going to go for, and I won't be surprised if it's Viktor Gyokeres. And again, I won't be surprised if it is Benjamin Sesko. But what I want to say about this update, it is not definitive, right? It is not definitive. At any point in time, like I said yesterday, Arsenal are still open to go out there and sign Julian Alvarez. They're still open to go. We're no longer signing Viktor Gyokeres, and Benjamin Sesko is still very expensive, but we're going to go maybe and sign an Oli Watkins. So I won't be surprised if none of these two ends up at Arsenal and we go and do another deal, because that is Arsenal. We always drag on with one deal and then eventually end up with the other. But to make sense of this, first and foremost, there is that line that inside Arsenal, it is believed that Benjamin Sesko is going to be one of the best number 9s in the world in a few years. But Arsenal are in a hurry. And listen, we've talked about it. If you're Arsenal right now, do you need a 21-year-old that is going to be the best in the world for a few in a few years' time? No, you don't, right? You need established talent. You need players that are going to make you win right now. Look at, if Arsenal are in the final, I want you to look at Inter Milan, and I'm going to point to you the number of players or the number of strikers Inter Milan have signed, and it's going to bring out what a right project and what it takes to win. So in the last 3 years or 4 years, Inter Milan have had Romelu Lukaku, they've had Lautaro Martinez, they've had Edin Dzeko, they've had Marcus Thuram, and they've had Marko Arnautovic. If you think about those 5 strikers, none of them ever signed for Inter Milan. I think apart from Martinez, the rest of them, none of them signed for Inter Milan as a project, as a prospect. None of them. All of them signed for Inter as well-established strikers with well-established profiles and CVs. What Arsenal need is a CV. I mean, for me, to be honest, this summer, Arsenal should be asking strikers to give us their CVs. That's the truth. We should be asking strikers to provide their CVs at the club, for the club. If your CV isn't 4 years experience, 5 years experience, if you do not have a season where you have scored about 30 goals, you're not the guy we're looking for. But for me, again, it makes more sense. Arsenal are in a hurry. We want to win. And if you want to win, you gotta go for the best talent. Mikel Arteta believes that. I believe that. And he's talked about that as well. So Viktor Gyokeres being the one, it just brings out the idea that Arsenal are willing to go out there and win. And that's why we brought in Andre Bata. You bring in Andre Bata because you want to go to the next level. And Sesko, well and good, he's going to be one of the best in the world. But right now, he doesn't take you to the next level. He doesn't. He's a very good guy, but he doesn't take you to the next level. This guy does, right? This guy takes you to the next level because Viktor Gyokerez is a bloody good striker. He's a bloody good bloke. It's going to get you the goals that you're looking for. So for me, I think that update makes sense and I'm okay with it. So the Ghana block is also saying that Mikel Arteta is not under immense pressure to win next season. He's a well-respected guy inside Arsenal, and the Cronkies are not going to put him under immense pressure to win. If you're getting a striker like Viktor Gyokerez, all right, even if you get Benjamin Sesko, but if you're getting a striker like Viktor Gyokerez, and you're also getting this guy, Martin Zubimendi, there is no way you're not going to be under pressure to win next season. It's going to be 7 years ever since Mikel Arteta joined that club. And 7 years, Manchester United have won the FA Cup, they've won the Carabao Cup, and they almost won the Europa League. They made to the finals of the Europa League. That means that within 7 years, one of the most declined clubs in the world, in Manchester United, has done more than Mikel Arteta has done at Arsenal, apart from rebuilding. They've won more, right? So for me, he's going to be under pressure. He's going to be under pressure. If the pressure is not from the board, then the pressure is going to be from the fans, and the pressure is going to be from the players themselves. Because for you to keep the best talent, for you to keep the best players, you've got to win. You've got to win. I don't care how you do it. Nobody cares how you do it. You've got to win. So the Ghana blog is saying that he's not going to be under a lot of pressure from the Arsenal board because they respect him that much and they don't have a problem with him. None of us has a problem with Mikel Arteta. We just want titles. But Thierry Henry has said that Viktor Gyokeres is not his #1 pick for Arsenal. He says this guy, where did I put that story? Here. He says if Arsenal were to sign a #9, they should go for Julian Alvarez. That's according to our former skipper at Arsenal and of course Arsenal legend Thierry Henry. Arsenal should sign Julian Alvarez this summer if they want to win big things next season. I don't know what you think about this. But let me know in the comment box below. And then I think I'll do a whole video on Julian Alvarez, and then I'll also share my thoughts on why a guy like Thierry Henry really wants Julian Alvarez, because I think he would be a very good buy for Arsenal. See you soon.